In a sport where less than 1% of players make a pro, you gotta ask yourself, what is going on? I'm gonna expose what they're doing wrong and what you can do to differentiate yourself as a player. Now, there's only really two aspects of standing out. There's opportunity and then there's performance. In this video, I'm gonna be focusing on performance as long as you're not in a war-torn country, you're gonna get noticed and you're gonna get opportunities if you play good enough. Now, below here is something called the Ultimate Footballer. This is something I created. These are all the things I believe that go under performance. Now, I'm not going to go through each one because I don't really know your needs as a player. I don't know your position. I don't know your height, your weight, your strengths, your weaknesses, any of that stuff. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give you a formula that you can use so you can get every aspect of this depending on your needs. And I'm also going to show you how I use this for my own needs as well. Step one, identify a problem. Like in business where they want to find the biggest point of constraint, find that for your game. Let's say you're a winger and you have amazing dribbling and amazing shooting, but your first touch is off. That winger, his biggest constraint is his first touch because he's not even able to display the other skills that he has simply because his first touch is off. So I'm not sure what it is for you. Maybe it's your first touch, maybe it's your weak foot, maybe it's your physicality, maybe it's your stamina, maybe it's your focus. Whatever that biggest point of constraint is, focus in on that and double down on that so I can unlock all the other things in your game. For me, it was getting out of the cycle of injury. I spent 5 years in and out of injury, so I wanted to become basically bulletproof. Step two, set a goal. A goal that solves your constraint. Some people use the SMART formula, like specific, measurable, attainable, whatever. My formula is a little bit more simple. It is, I will, outcome, by, date. Seems simple, but there's a caveat. Your goal has to have absolute clarity. Like you should be so clear on your goal that you know what to do in the next 15 minutes. And I know, like, it sounds crazy, but check this out, okay? These are my career goals, okay? My plan is to play Division 1 in any of the top 5 leagues, Bundesliga, Premier League, La Liga, whatever, right? But the thing is, I don't know what to do in the next 15 minutes for this like 6-7 year plan. But what I do know is what to do in the next year. So right here is a month-to-month breakdown of all the things I want to accomplish. I'm kind of like exposing myself right now, but I really feel like it's necessary to kind of show you a visual representation of my goals. And I even have a note that shows the exact workouts I'm going to do on what exact days. So my goal was to be able to play pain-free, an entire game pain-free by September 2024. And that's what I accomplished. And let me tell you, you got to be doing this type of stuff to stand out. I mean, other players all have goals. How does this make me stand out? The thing is, other players have goals. Like they know where they want to go. I mean, anyone really knows where they want to go. But how you're going to get there is a whole nother thing. So that's kind of another competitive advantage that you have. Okay, moving on to step 3. Create a hypothesis. What is a hypothesis? A hypothesis is basically just a plan, a theory that you have on what you think it takes to achieve that goal. Now, your information is limited, right? Like me and you don't know the best workout plan or the best training plan or whatever it is. So we got to do our research. We got to buy courses, speak to people and whatnot, and kind of curate the best plan that we have. I like to say, make your best bad guess, right? So another simple formula for a hypothesis is if I, action I'm going to take, then I will, outcome. So my hypothesis was if I followed Ben Patrick's workout program, who's like a really, really good trainer, then I would be able to get the outcome, the goal, the success, the pain-free ability that I wanted. Step 4, everybody's favorite step, action. Doing the thing, actually following through on your plan. Now, the thing is, you got to do the actions fully. Why? Because if you only do them half or sometimes, what's going to happen is you might not get to the outcome. You might not achieve the goal that you wanted. And you're going to blame the hypothesis, but it wasn't the hypothesis' fault. Like I'm speaking as if the hypothesis is a person, but it wasn't the hypothesis that was wrong. It was just the fact that you didn't commit fully to the plan that you set for yourself. So maybe it was actually right, but if you didn't commit to it fully, you would have never been able to see it through. So it's like very, very important that you take action fully. And let me give you a stat to kind of drive this home. 92% of people don't achieve those goals. That's not me and you. You're watching this video right now, you're taking in all this information, like you clearly want to better yourself and stand out as a player. That's not me and you. So the action I committed to was committing to this workout schedule 5 times a week. Now, okay, step 6, feedback and adjust. This is like, you want to stand out, me and you want to stand out, this is it. This is the step. I don't care how you track, you need to track, and track. You track the number of successful passes. You track how much better you felt in the morning after you tried a different sleeping routine. You need to track. The process goes track, analyze, and adjust. You write down how you felt, whatever it was, and then you adjust on the fly. You just slightly change your hypothesis. Okay, maybe these nose strips weren't good. It didn't improve my breathing in my sleep. Let me try different nose strips. Maybe this pre-game song wasn't as good, or maybe this pre-game meal wasn't as good, or post-game recovery wasn't as good. And you kind of just adjust, and you add an exercise and remove a food, and then try a different shoe or try a different supplement, and then you just adjust and adjust and adjust. And the reason I'm really emphasizing this is because you clearly care. If you want to make those 5 or 10% increases in your game and just incremental gains, then like tracking is going to be very pivotal. So you can see the difference in performance. Oh, my sleep went down by 20%. Oh, my focus went down by 5%. Boom, right? So it's all really just a numbers game at the end of the day. Like if you think, okay, for example, I want to have 30% better focus during the game. Okay, how do I do that? If I can improve my sleep by 20%, I could probably improve my focus by like 10% because I have high energy levels and stuff like that. Okay. If I can meditate for 5 minutes before a game, I could probably get another 5%, and then a percentage here, and then a percentage here, and a percentage here until you get to that goal. But do you see how calculated it is? It's just like numbers. You can like math your way to success. I know that sounds crazy, but you truly can as long as you put in the work, right? Okay, enough ranting. I'm sure you get the point. My feedback and adjustment was I removed the Nordic hamstring curl from my program because my hammies are just not strong enough. And I added the lying hamstring curl machine, which is much better for me to be able to progress to that. Step 6, repeat. We're going to fail. Learn from it. You try again and again and again. And the beauty of this process is you can basically do it for every aspect of being a footballer, right? You want to try different shoes, different supplements, different nose strips, different that, different this. And like you get to a point where you're this like optimized version of yourself. It sounds crazy, but you're going to have the best routines and the best pregame routines and the best postgame routines and the best mid-game electrolytes or whatever. Like there's so many ways you can apply this. And then it gets to a point where like you're this like optimized version of yourself within like a year because you've been split testing everything, right? Optimized version of yourself, optimized routines. You multiply it by time equals success / outcome / whatever you wanted. Why? Because if you're doing all of the right things and then you do it on a long enough time frame, then hopefully you get the outcome that you want. And if you don't get the outcome that you want, then you're either doing something wrong or I'm just chatting a bunch of bull. So for me, I repeated this process like 20 plus times just for the simple goal of playing pain-free. I changed certain exercises and did certain exercises differently. Now, in short, it is problem, goal, plan, action, feedback and adjustment, and repeat. And this is the exact formula I use to gain success, the pain-free ability, the bulletproof knees. And I want you to use this to really stand out and find certain aspects of your game that you're really going to double and triple down on. Hopefully I've delivered my promise of showing you a step-by-step on how to stand out and what other players are lacking and why they end up another statistic. I learned this from Tom Bilyeu, who actually coined the term physics of progress. I'm gonna leave a link to him in the description. My name is Alp. I'm actually on the journey to being a professional footballer myself, and I like to take a little bit more of a thinker's approach to going professional. So if you learn anything from this video, then subscribe.